What's going on, guys? It's Ohio, and I am back on Madden 19 to show off my 99 overall team. And this is the first time I've ever reached 99 in MUT, and I've been playing since Madden 15. So leave a like for that, and if you want, there's also another reason to leave a like. At the end of this video, I'm going to be giving away a free 99 overall player. So if you're on Xbox and you want to be entered into that, leave a like and leave a comment. Sorry guys, on PlayStation, I just don't have a PlayStation. I felt like I should chase the 99 this year because they made it really easy to get free players through limited time events or promotional aspects, or just rank up a guy through training and power up passes. So I went for that this year, and before I get into my actual squad, I'm going to say this: I have 3 chemistries on offense and defense, and if you guys want help to get to that point, then you should probably invest in either Team Diamonds or Rising Stars, and then you can get that achieved. Let's start here first at the offensive line, and although these cards are nat and I got them for free, I could have chose other players, and I went for these cards for a reason. I wanted a gunslinger quarterback, so I wanted really good solid linemen that weren't that tall, because you do have some offensive linemen that go up to 6'9". So these guys aren't too tall. All of my offensive linemen are 6'5" and under, except for Wagner, he's 6'6". But my quarterback is 6'5". I don't ever hit my players in the back of the helmet. The only players I hit at times are in the back, and it's because of the way I'm moving in the pocket, and I'm like right up against the offensive lineman. So I don't ever have that problem with these guys. Not only that, but I wanted offensive linemen that were over 300 pounds, because in those third and inches, fourth and inches situations, when you need really good push from your offensive lineman, I felt like high strength, high weight would be really good for that type of thing, because I heard it does play a part of defensive block sheds in those kind of situations. So I assumed it would work the same way on offense, but this is Madden. So yeah, that's why I went with these guys. I think they're all pretty solid. I could have powered up my left and right tackle, but they're already 99, so I didn't really feel like it made sense. Moving on to my tight ends, I have Gronk from House Rules. Pretty solid card. He has really good run block and decent speed for a Gronk card. I also have Jeremy Shockey. He has really good run block. And Hunter Henry, he has over 90 run block and solid stats all around. But yeah, I just got these guys because they're good run blockers and pretty much solid stats everywhere. Next, I'll introduce you guys to my receivers. I did choose all of them for a reason. I run a trip wide receiver set on offense as my main offense. I chose Terrell Owens because he's that kind of short down, sure-handed catching traffic type guy. And his trait says he does drop open passes, but the dude never drops anything for me. He's got good stats all around. He can spin, he can stiff arm, he can truck, he can run all routes. He's all around a really good player, and he can run block really well. I got the Juju Smith-Schuster from the Fan Appreciation Weekend. If you guys really want that card or need it for your theme team, you can use a power-up pass for it if you weren't able to play that weekend. But I went with Stephon Diggs in the slot because his position on my field is very versatile. He can catch a very quick bubble screen without a play action, or he could go from there to running a wheel route or running a slant. So I needed a guy who's reliable. He can do all that. He's really high agility, so you can do a lot of good stick work with him, like spinning and juking. He can also get really good spec animation since he's over 6 foot tall, and he can also run block. And if that didn't sell you on the Stephon Diggs, he also has every single positive trait you can get on a card, and his last card is obtainable with training. I also have the Calvin Johnson. He's 6'5", really good traits, and he's my spec catch guy. Everybody knows why you pick up a Calvin Johnson. So those are my current wide receivers. I also have Julio powered up, but he's just not in the lineup. I'm kind of waiting to see if he's going to get another card this year. Now let's move on to the hardest position to fill on my team this year. It's Cam Newton. And the reason why I chose Cam Newton, there's a list of reasons, because For this year, I was very meticulous and specific on what I wanted from a quarterback, and Cam Newton fits every single thing. He's 6'5", so he's not going to hit my lineman in the back of the head. He's got good speed, so he can run the ball. He's got good throwing stats, so he doesn't ever really miss throws. He can throw on the run. He can also carry the ball if I'm scrambling or if I run a QB sneak. There are two more things a quarterback needed to play on my team, and Cam has. One being balanced quarterback trait and clutch quarterback trait. The reason for those: balanced is a quarterback trait that makes the quarterback have less inaccurate passes when he's running or throwing off his back foot. You know, when you're in that third down situation, Vic and Lamar are going to throw that overthrow way more often than Cam Newton because they're scrambling trait and not balanced. Pocket passer is the best option for accurate passes, but you can't get the type of speed that Cam Newton or Steve Young or Otto Graham have. So I needed him to have balanced. The next trait I needed a quarterback to have to play for me is clutch, and he's going to run your offense. You want him to be a clutch player. Everybody knows that players with the clutch trait just do things outside of themselves at times. For example, if you have a clutch cornerback, he can maybe play outside of his zone because he reads the play. One thing that comes to mind is Deion Sanders is not a physical cornerback in this game, but on fourth down, he's going to make that tackle in the backfield regardless. That's because of clutch. Cam Newton does make really crazy throws in key situations where I need him to throw a dot. He will come through for me. Not only is his card basically perfect for what I want, but his audible animations are pretty dope too. So overall, Cam Newton is my favorite quarterback in the game. I'd say the only guy that compares to him is probably Otto Graham. Otto Graham is pretty close, but if he gets a UL card, he might be way closer. He's not going to be 6'5" though, and he's not going to have awesome animations or a face mask. So, yeah, my favorite quarterback of Madden 19 and my starter is Cam Newton. Lastly, on the offense, we have my running backs and my fullback. My fullback is kind of whatever. I don't really run formations with a fullback too often, but when I do, use check is pretty good from what I've seen so far. Ricky Williams is a monster, 99 break tackle, 99 elusiveness. He's kind of all-around back, but he does get some pretty bad animations in the pass game. But I also went with Todd Gurley because he's more of my third down back. He can catch it out of the backfield. He's got really good base stats. He's got everything I want pretty much, and he also has the clutch trait, and he does some pretty good things for me. And the last halfback in my lineup, Eddie George, still waiting on his UL upgrade. When he gets it, he's going to be even more gross than he already is. He is my thick boy, THICC thick, 6'3", over 230, really high trucking, really high strength. But the thing about this card, he can also catch reliably out of the backfield. Make your opponent think you're going to run, throw it to him. It might just be a touchdown, just that easy. And this guy breaks a lot of tackles. Another thing I figured out more towards the end of the year that I never noticed, you can put two of the same red chem on one player. And I think it does do something because it does mess with the cap of the player. So if I take the second truck specialist off, it'll drop him to like 85 or 80 cap. So I do think it will increase the odds a little bit more on that truck animation. I don't know. I've tried it on pick specialist as well. Try to get gross picks. Let me know if you guys have tried that or if you think it works or not. I think it does work. Let me know what you think. So that was my 99 overall 3 chemistry offense. My defense also has 3 chemistries. I've got Ryan Shazier maxed out, and a lot of the time I'm using him, so I don't want players to be breaking tackles and I don't want to drop picks. So I have secure tackler and hot hands. Roquan, I would say, is almost identical to Ryan. He's a little bit more physical though, so I have him. I also have these two guys just to hold chemistries. For my left side linebackers, I have Vander Esch. He just came out. I'm just trying his card out. I had his team of the year, and it was pretty decent, so I figured I'd pick it up. Underneath his card, I have DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus Ware is 6'4 or 6'5. He plays really well. He's got really good stats. And his 99 overall card is obtainable with training. So I'm probably going to end up upgrading the Ware to the 99. On the right side, I have Jadeveon and Lawrence Taylor. And Jadeveon will play some linebacker in goal line situations, but he is pretty much just like Lawrence Taylor. I use them both as pass rushers. I have Lawrence Taylor on the right side as always, and Jadeveon on the left. And if you look at these cards, he's very similar. He has really good traits. He has every single positive trait you would want on a linebacker, just like Lawrence Taylor. And he's a little bit taller. You can also buy his last 2 or 3 upgrades with training. But Lawrence is, I'd say, in a league of his own. He's probably the most consistent defensive player we've had all year. And he's special. He just plays different than every other card. And he's very reliable. But I'd say Clowney is a very close second when it comes to pass rush. For strong safety, I have Ed Reed. He's back in the lineup. And I have Derwin James. I had Ed Reed in the beginning of the year, and then I replaced him with Cam Chancellor, but I just recently got back Ed Reed because Cam is just too slow now. But Cam was really good for me. He has good animations, he's clutch, he has big hitter, strips ball, and he always made plays, so I actually decided to move him to linebacker. And when I'm in big nickel over G, he plays middle linebacker along with Sean Taylor. So Ed Reed is the deep safety. As my number 2 strong safety, I have Derwin James. He has decent traits, not the best, but he's 6'3", he has really good stats, and he does get a lot of good animations, and it seems like he comes through for me a lot. I have him as the close to the box safety in big nickel over G, and outside of that, I do sub him in as middle linebacker sometimes. So really happy with Derwin James. And if Cam Chancellor gets an upgrade, I'll probably replace either him or Ed Reed with the upgraded Cam. Hopefully Cam gets a UL card soon. Next up on the squad, we got the free safeties. And now that I'm thinking about it, we had it pretty rough with free safeties this year. And now we're getting some better cards, but they're still not anywhere near as good as the strong safeties that have been coming out this year. But I got Ronnie Lott. He's a beast. He's got like 99s everywhere pretty much. He can also hit the threshold of man coverage. So pretty solid strong safeties. Sean Taylor plays linebacker for me, but that's pretty much it. And the last part of my defense is the defensive line and the cornerbacks. And I think the best way to explain why I chose the players and to talk about the players a little bit is to tell you what package I run the most on defense. And that's going to be big nickel over G. And I pretty much run that from kickoff all the way to about the red zone, and then I switch to a different formation. The way the formation looks on the field, I'm going to have LT on one edge and Clowney on the other edge for pass rush, and they do a really good job at that, 2 of the best in the game. And then in the middle, I'm going to have Peppers and either Randall or Sue, depending on the situation. But Peppers is going to be in a spy most plays. Occasionally I will send him just to throw my opponent off, but he's most of the time going to be a spy. And then the reason I went with Fuller and Ramsey on the outside, because they have decent physical stats and they can tackle pretty well, and they're both over 6 foot tall, so whenever I send pressure and my opponent tries to go deep on me, they're going to be pretty good at that, and they're going to be pretty good at stopping the high point passes. If you have not tried Jalen Ramsey, I would say definitely try him before this game is over. He's got clutch, he's got big hitter as a cornerback. The only I know of that have it are Ramsey and Rod Woodson. I think Night Train has it as well, but it's a very rare trait on a cornerback. And he's 6'2", so he's going to be able to stop a lot of the high points and deep routes. He's one of my favorite corners that I've used this year, especially now that he actually has good speed. So if you haven't tried him yet, definitely pick up this Ramsey card. And to wrap the squad up, we've got Andy Lee as the punter, just came out, and then Adam Vinatieri as my kicker with 2 abilities. He can pretty much kick it from midfield. He's disgusting, not even fair. And then I have 2 Dions for kick return. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you my first ever 99 overall team, and pretty happy with it. Let me know if there's any players you're going to try because of this video, or if there's any you recommend me to try before the game is done with. Also, don't forget I'm giving away a free 99 overall card, so if you want to be entered in for that, just leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment of what player you would want to get to be entered into that. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. Come back for more Madden content, and I will see you guys in my next video.